Today on the TMZ Podcast.
Hello, welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Wyld, and today I am joined by super news producer, kick-ass, badass.
You kick ass too, Wyld.
Brendon,
But thank
Geoffrion.
you.
Hello,
Thank you.
Brendon.
It's good to be here. It's been
Brendon,
a minute.
we had to bring you on because we had some breaking housewives news this morning. My favorite divorce might not be a divorce.
Is it your favorite still? Because it's a lot of back and forth.
It is.
And I'm exhausted.
That's why I love it. So we're going to talk about Kim and Kroy today. We're also going to talk about Blac Chyna. She threw a massive birthday party for Dream, but a month ago she said she didn't have any money. So we're going to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
And gospel singer Bobby Storm got into a messy situation on a Delta flight this week because she was trying to sing and
Causing a ruckus.
Basically causing commotion. We'll talk about it. But first, Kim Zolciak is back to using her married name on Instagram, which is huge.
Yeah, she put Kroy's name back in her bio. And obviously the timing of this is interesting because over the weekend they went out to dinner for their 12th wedding anniversary in Atlanta. They looked very happy. They were at a Morgan Wallen concert. So you kind of start piecing this together and think, okay, well, maybe the divorce is going to be called off again. However, what's interesting is if the divorce is called off, they have not gone to court and had their lawyers file to dismiss the divorce, which wouldn't that be the first thing you do? And then you take these other little steps of, okay, add his last name back into my Instagram bio.
That was my question. You would think there would be steps to this, and at first they'd be like, okay, we're going to legally make a decision to not get divorced, but
right. And do it like a united front, call the paparazzi, have them get them both going to the court, filing their paperwork to reject the divorce. None of that's been done, though.
I have a question for you, Brendon.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen a lot from Kim's side. Has Kroy posted any of their anniversary videos or photos?
Which isn't completely unusual because he doesn't post a lot on social media.
All right.
She's kind of the social media girl in that family, I guess. But no, and I've even talked to people that know them and that are regularly in contact with them, and they're also just kind of at this place where they're like, I don't know what to tell you. They could be back together over this weekend. She could have added his name back, but 2 days from now, they could be calling the police again on each other because we've seen that. The police have gone to their house multiple times. They've had issues, where they were fighting over bedrooms, and the judge ended up saying, Kim has to sleep in the basement, which. Damn.
That's pretty screwed.
Kroy got the primary.
And she had to move all her wigs into the basement too, probably.
And it's just it's so crazy when you think about it. They're going through all of this and calling the police and ratting each other out. And, I don't know. I mean, at what point do you say, okay, we're, in it until the end, or are we really done with this?
So that's a part of the conversation I'm hearing online, Brendon, is a lot of people are like, is this reality TV trumped up drama?
Yeah, and the people that I've spoken to since she first filed, which I couldn't even tell you what month that was because it was months ago, have stood by the fact that this has nothing to do with them trying to play to get a reality TV show, that she doesn't want to go back on Housewives. And I know from people at Bravo that they actually have no interest in having her on the show. I was talking to someone yesterday who was she's just kind of unreliable, and she's also very expensive.
She is.
Because she's been around for a while. And, but yeah, this isn't, I think there are a lot of people that still believe that this is some kind of a play to try to get their own, because they had a spinoff. It got canceled after 8 seasons. So there's definitely the theory still floating around that this is all hoping that producer calls and says, hey, let's put him back on
We
TV.
want you on some network at some point.
Right.
Yeah.
But then people close to them tell me that's not the game. That's not what's going on, that they have no interest in being on TV. But we also know they have massive financial problems.
Yes.
So why wouldn't you want to be on TV?
They'll need a
you
way
don't
to
want that
alleviate,
salary?
right, that financial burden. But Kim just did a reality show, so it doesn't seem like they're completely against reality TV.
Right.
It just appears that they're at least
their own show. Yeah.
They're not trying to angle for their own show.
Yeah, and the house is on the market. I mean, there's just so much going on. It's exhausting. But ever since this story that we did this morning about the Instagram being added back in, was like scrolling through my Instagram stories, and people are just like posting it, being like, mess, what a mess.
It is kind of a mess.
And it's like gotten to the point where it's like, okay, you really do all look like a hot mess.
So do we think, Brendon, do you think this will resolve itself? Do we see a Kim and Kroy complete reunification, or is this just another bump in the messy road?
I'm starting to kind of think they are trying to make this marriage work.
I do too.
But I think the reason is because of the financial problems, right? If they weren't in this financial situation, I think maybe it'd be different and maybe they would
Kind of clean
like
break.
not be like together. But I think like the fact that they were called the police on each other so many times, but then they have these like reconciliation kind of
Mhm.
moments and they're out. I mean, celebrating a wedding anniversary is a big deal.
It's huge.
So yeah, I'm starting to kind of think, okay, maybe they are really trying to make this work because of the fact that, well, they have kids together.
Yeah,
and
kids together.
young,
Yeah.
underage. And also they have financial problems. Like, where are
Yeah.
they going to go live?
Yeah. Can't really do much when you're broke.
Yeah.
Speaking of broke, Blac Chyna. We thought Blac Chyna was in financial ruins, but apparently Blac Chyna is not. She threw a massive birthday party for her daughter Dream. It was like a Disney-themed party. There were like princesses. I saw Princess Tiana at one point. It was amazing. This was a little bit shocking. Just give you a few more details about the party. So this is every year, and at least in most recent years, Chyna has threw Dream a birthday party, and then we'll see the Kardashians throw Dream a birthday party. So Rob threw her a party recently. That was Rob. I believe it was Rob, Chloe, and Kim kind of got together and threw Dream a separate party. But this was Blac Chyna's party. And I think this year Blac Chyna won. Like this was the massive.
She went all out.
Uh-huh.
They went to this like big play center in Santa
Yeah.
Monica. And by the way, I do have a theory on Rob. Because I even was like, why was Rob not at this party?
Uh-huh.
But we know from over the years that Rob is just not a public person.
Right.
Doesn't like being seen out in public.
Mhm.
Rob knows the paparazzi and cameras were going to be at this party, and he
Mhm.
wanted nothing to do with that.
Nothing.
So what did they do? They threw a private party. They can control the pictures. Rob doesn't have to be in the pictures. That's truly my theory, because why else would he not be at this party?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense at this point. I mean, we don't know the ins and outs of their interpersonal relationships, but it doesn't seem like they have a completely volatile relationship anymore.
Right. I think early on there was some issues
Yeah.
there, but I think they worked it out, and they worked out a parenting a custody agreement with the kid. So yeah, I've always kind of thought it's weird that he's not there, but then I go back to the remembering that he's not a public guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't care about all that.
This is all a little bit interesting because almost a month ago, Blac Chyna, she filed legal docs asking her ex Tiger to kind of like help her out financially in the midst of their looming custody battle. So I'm confused. Blac Chyna,
How did she throw this party?
How did she throw the party?
I have a theory, and
Okay.
they're going to come for me on this, but
Hit us
the party was photographed.
heavily.
There's now publicity centered around the party, including the venue name.
Ah.
So did Blac Chyna get this party for free?
You know, Brendon,
Because that's the only thing I can think of.
no, you actually might be onto something because she literally said a month ago she has sold over like $178,000 worth of her belongings. Like, if you're selling that much of your own stuff, how do you have money to throw any birthday party, let
Right.
alone a massive birthday party? Where the money coming from?
I don't know. I think there was something arranged.
Something a little.
Yeah, I
situation.
mean, even the Kardashians, like you think about like when they throw their parties, any big, well, not every celebrity,
of
but all these
celebrities,
reality
yeah.
stars, it's like, tag the company, tag
Mhm.
the flower people, tag the event planner, and
Oh,
you got to
true.
wonder. I don't know. I'm just purely speculating. I have no knowledge.
Yeah, we
but
don't know, but
No,
considering how it works.
one could assume.
So, Brendon.
Or she sold a ton of more items, and
Oh, you think she just went
Yeah,
and sold
she
all
said-
of her things in her house? And
instead of spending it on myself, I'm going to spend it on my kid.
I respect that.
I don't know. I still stand by my first theory.
That she just got it for free. Do you think that Blac Chyna will ever fully see a Blac Chyna Rob Kardashian or a Blac Chyna in any Kardashian reconciliation? Like, will Dream ever have one birthday party?
No,
No,
I don't think so.
There's no hope.
No, because I truly think that whenever there's a party for Blac Chyna, it's going to be something that's paid for, and there's going to be cameras, and there's going to need to be publicity around it. So Rob is not going to be a part of that.
Okay, damn. Well, I'm always holding on to hope. I kind
You
of,
never know.
as messy as it was, I kind of didn't hate Rob and Chyna together. Like, I felt like they
I
were.
did like that reality show.
I know,
Kind
Brendon.
of different.
It was so
It was
good.
different.
It was good.
Then I got the boot after one
Oh,
season.
we won't talk about that. Okay. Gospel singer Bobby Storm, or should we say Grammy-nominated gospel singer Bobby Storm. Bobby Storm was on a Delta flight recently, and she did something that she said she always does, and she wanted to sing on a plane. I know you've seen the videos of people on airplanes doing these like grand performances. Sometimes we see like musical stars and different people and different singers singing on an airplane. Well, Bobby Storm tried that herself, and here's what happened.
So I used to sing on planes a long time ago. I just found out I'm up for 2 Grammys. My very first time, you guys.
Are you able to be quiet?
But they're enjoying it. So while we're sitting here, could I please?
I'm not enjoying it. So I'm asking you, can you be quiet?
Okay, well,
That's a
I find that up.
That's a yes or no answer, please.
Am I going to go to jail if I don't?
Can you please answer my question? Are you willing and able to be quiet right now?
I'm doing what the Lord is telling me to do.
I'm asking you a question, yes or no. I'm your flight leader. I need you to follow my instruction.
Okay.
My instruction for you to answer my question. Are you able to be quiet
What
right
do you
now?
guys think?
I have mixed emotions about this. Brendon, tell me your thoughts.
I know. I mean, here's the thing. I hate flying.
It's kind of same.
And depending on what airline you fly, the in-airline entertainment, in my opinion, has gotten very boring. Like very dated movies and stuff. So listen, if she wants to entertain the flight, even for 5 minutes, it gets us through 5 minutes of the flight.
Okay, Brendon.
I do think the flight attendant's a little bit aggressive.
I said the same thing.
I would have waited for the poll and the feedback from everyone else on the plane. I wouldn't have wanted her to sing the entire flight.
No.
Because at some point you're going to want to knock out probably.
Exactly.
But if she wants to like entertain for 5 minutes and, you know.
I feel there's nothing worse than
It's not like she's running up and down the aisle.
and like giving a grand performance.
We've seen
Like,
way more erratic crap happen on airlines recently than this.
that was my immediate thought. I'm like, okay, this can't be any more disturbing than like children on a plane. Like,
Right.
no shade to people that got kids, but like, I don't want to hear
Crying,
your kids
screaming.
crying, screaming. I don't want to hear your child. I don't want to hear your child's iPad. I don't want to hear really anything on an airplane. So I get the annoyance.
And she's very like calm about it when this flight attendant comes over, you know, am I going to go to jail if I do this? Like she's just
I love how
I
she
don't know.
tried
I just
to-
think she was in the moment. Also, she's obviously very religious because she said the Lord's telling her to do this. So she's leaning into her religion. She's just trying to maybe make people on the plane happy. I mean, like I said, traveling, there's nothing fun about traveling and sitting on a plane. So I don't think she's in the wrong here. I really do. We've seen way more erratic stuff happen on planes recently, and we've covered it. This, to me, is very calm and tame.
I love how she like tried to get a people poll to get people on her side. She goes, "Who's with me?" And then it was dead silence.
I know.
Who wants to hear me sing?
I think if
No
she
one.
stood up, did a 2 or 3 minute performance, entertained everyone, it's not like she's going up and down the aisle handing out her business card. And
Well, we did a poll about this on TMZ.com, and we asked people, was Bobby being annoying or was she just trying to sing for the Lord? And this was a really good performance opportunity. And over 90% of people said Bobby was being annoying. And they don't want to hear Bobby singing on an airplane. And honestly, I'm with the 90%. Like, if I had to pick,
wow.
I go no singing. Because then I don't want just people just randomly singing on airplanes and everybody ain't Bobby Storm.
Now I sound like her publicist, but I would just say, well, put your headphones on.
Ah, Brendon! Put your headphones
Tune Bobby
on.
up
and-
then. Put your AirPods in.
What is like I already talked about like kids. What is your like one thing on the airplane that you see and you're like, oh, hell to no.
Oh God. That's tough because I kind of hate everything about. This is my problem with flying.
Okay.
Overall, general. When we're boarding the plane,
Mm-hmm.
why does it take so long? You can't more than 85% of you have flown before.
It's the slowest process.
Why are you acting like you've never lifted your luggage and put it in the overhead compartment and you're looking around like you're trying to find the best spot? Like there's some like just the boarding process drives me absolutely crazy. When you're in the air, if there's no crying and no noise, I'm completely fine. It's the boarding
It's like
process
in
and
and out.
getting off the plane. Why is this taking us 30 minutes?
Yesterday
We
we
should be in the air already.
we talked about I forgot who the person was. John F. Kennedy Jr. or some person. They were barefoot on an airplane, and
That's
I
a
think
no.
that might have been the most disgusting thing I've ever seen or heard in my entire
Or even when
life.
people like take their shoes off and they still have their socks on, but then they're
Nasty.
like putting their feet up on the thing in front, and I'm like, you're
and then you like see a foot next to
No.
your armrest, and you're like, why
No.
does it smell like corn chips? Like, I'm just not a
no.
fan.
No.
Well, shout out to Bobby Storm. Bobby Storm, moral of the story is she was quiet. She did not get arrested. She did not get kicked off the plane. She
gets some publicity out of this. If
is,
you didn't know about Bobby Storm, you know about her now.
You know about her now. And like I said, she is a Grammy-nominated singer. She's a part of the Maverick City Music Group. So she is a Grammy-nominated gospel singer. So put some respect on Bobby Storm's name. And Bobby Storm, shut the hell up, because nobody want to hear that on the airplane.
Except if you're on my flight.
All right. Thanks so much, Brendon. This was
fun.
And we'll see you guys here tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.